Good morning, rose lovers. This is a follow-up video. I planted earlier my standard rose tree, and now I'm gonna be planting these shrubs. They're bare root, so they will need a little bit of attending to. During the winter I'll keep an eye on them. For the moment I'm gonna be planting them on these pots. There are two reasons why. First of all is my garden doesn't get much light during the winter, and with planting them in pots I can place them in an area that gets morning sun, so that will help them develop their first leaves and grow their roots well. The second reason is that I could plant them straight into bigger pots. I just don't have them here with me at the moment. So what I will do is I will plant them in this temporarily, and then in springtime, when they are ready, showing signs of growth, I will be replanting them into bigger pots, and some will go into my bed. So I'll be using some compost that's appropriate for roses. I like to use this one. Sometimes I use compost with John Ennis, which is recommended by David Austin, and mixed with a little bit of manure. But since I have the one appropriate for roses, I'll use that one today. Okay, so I got different containers this time, and I put 1/4 of the height that I wanted to be with compost. So these roses have been here in the water for 24 hours, and I'm gonna start to plant them. Now the roots are a bit long for these pots, so I'm just gonna trim them a little. That's not gonna cause any problems. The big roots are mainly support, and they feed through the smaller roots there. So I'll do that now, and you can see them in the pot. So I'm just gonna make sure they're all in the same level, just to make it easier to plant. I'm not taking much, so that's it, just a little bit, and I'll do the same with the other ones. Okay, so I have just arranged them inside the pots without compost. I will need to readjust as I add compost. Just doing it gently and trying to keep them more in the middle and in a good depth, so they don't have exposed roots or anything. Keep them well covered and leaving some space for water when I'm watering. Now during the winter I normally don't really water them much. Maybe in the first few days I'll just come and check, but because it rains a lot in Ireland, so I don't need much extra watering. Okay, so I've just finished adding more compost and planting my bare root roses from Kordes. Now as you can see, I tried to put them as much as possible in the middle, and their roots were comfortable in this pot. It's a deep pot for another roses I bought in the past. It's very nice to reuse them. I keep all my pots for replanting or for reuse. I store them just outside, and it's great to be reusing them again. Now the main reason I chose to buy bare roots this time, obviously it's more cost effective if you want to buy quantities, but also what I noticed was that last year I bought a lot of potted roses, and when I tried to transfer them to a bigger pot or plant them in the ground, they simply crumbled, and I noticed they had barely established in the pot, so it was an indication that they had been planted in the nurseries here as barefoot, which is fine. It's they're doing their business, but then I realized if they're doing it, if they're buying it in autumn, planting them and then selling for spring, I might as well save some money and buy the bare roots, plant them like they do, and I trust that the roses will be okay. I never lost a rose. They are very resilient. I can't take any credit for my roses. They just do so well. They're really resilient, strong plants. I just give them what they need, you know. I do a little research and I watch videos and I read as much as I can just to make sure I'm doing the right thing, but also to deal with pests, which is the trickiest part. So I'm just going to show you the varieties I got. So this is Madame Anset. It's a beautiful creamish whitish, very romantic large rose, and it's a shrub. I'm gonna be planting this in one big pot that I already have here, and I just need to wash the pot, make sure it's clean and disinfected, so it doesn't get any diseases. This one, Valenspiel, is another shrub, really pretty pink roses. It can get quite large, so I'll be probably planting this in a bed. And this one here is a climber called Kiss Me Kate. I do have a special place for this beside my statue. I wanted to grow upwards, following a jasmine that I have there, but at the moment that place is in shade, and I'm a little worried if I plant this baby there, she's not going to be happy because there isn't any sun, very little sun in the afternoon only. So I will follow other rosaria's recommendation and keep them in the morning sun as much as possible until at least they're established, and then in spring or whenever I start getting sun where I want to plant this, I will then put it in my raised bed. So this is one that I was looking forward to. Pomponella, it's very pretty. This is gonna stay in my patio again in a pot. She is very famous. I'm hoping this one will be happy here, and I think it's described as a patio rose, but I've seen it planted in borders and in pots as well. And this last one here is my Florentina. I think this one convinced me to have red flowers in my garden. It just looked amazing in some of the videos that I saw. And I'm gonna be planting this beside my cypress tree. Again, it's shaded at the moment, and it's gonna be behind some other plants, so I don't want to risk planting it now. So let it get really strong and grow really long before I can plant there. I might just even repot in a bigger pot in spring and only be planting this on the ground the following year. So that's it for now. I really hope you got a bit of information from this, and if you have any questions, just ask me below. If you want more pictures of my roses, you can go to my Garden Therapy Ireland Instagram page. See you next time. Bye bye.